in this quick conversation, I want to talk about a couple different things. Number one, I want to talk about how often should we be meeting from an overall perspective with a big group, a Successful Thinkers meetup, where they're bringing in other small groups together, as well as other people that are looking for a local event. And how often should you be doing them? So I'm going to let you do it because you start off. You guys have been really knocking this out of the ballpark all over all over North Carolina. Okay, let's get to, I'm sorry, I'm from Northern California here. I'm a little confused, but go ahead.
We really want to stress that we want to meet with Successful Thinkers every 3 to 4 weeks. The reason behind that is, me personally, I do 3 or 4 other groups on a weekly basis. And my partners are also leaders of groups that meet on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. And we really want to utilize the power in numbers. We want to call upon other leaders in the community that have other large organizations and groups so we can have them meet with us together. We can pull a leader from this group who has a 50-person meetup, and we can pull the leader of this group who has a 60-person meetup, and then I can pull myself as a leader with my 100-person meetup, and we can have over 200 people every 3 to 4 weeks. And we want to keep it that way because we can include everyone as leaders, and we can include all those groups together when we get together as Successful Thinkers.
When I think about this and the power of having that huge of a pool of prospects from all different types of businesses, that's an amazing pool. And no matter what and I know all of you actually have different businesses here, but so no matter what your business is, there's somebody there that's going to be attracted to your business model, that you can actually share your idea, your business, your product, your service with, that would be ripe. And if you had a limited pool to pull from, you may have a smaller number of people that might fit your model. And we're not even going to go into how we're going to bring every single person that goes to these meetings straight home to you. And we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and also what's really exciting with what's happening is that when we have that build-up for once a month or every 3 weeks, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of people are talking about it. It's going to create a buzz around town, and with these interviews and how we're marketing everything online, as we build up to it, more and more people come. There's be incentives for bringing more people, and a lot of people being involved with these. And sometimes on a week-to-week, you can get a little mundane. But when you have a once a month, it creates a higher, more importance and special. Like, hey, I can't miss that. It's really important. And there's going to be some real important things take place in those meetings that you will not want to miss.
I've known JR for a long time. I'm probably the longest in this room. And JR, in the business that you're a part of, you're always out seeking other business partners. And how do you feel about the power of having a large pool locally to work with versus always being online or trying to find it somewhere else?
Well, the biggest thing is when you're part of a small group, you run out of leads really fast, and you feel like you're always beating up the same people, and then it becomes a chasing game. And the last thing we want to do as business professional is chase people. We want to attract people, not chase people. So the bigger pool you have, the more you interact with people, the more chance of the chasing not happening.
Something else I want to mention, too. Notice how I continue to say that we're all a part of something totally different businesses, which is pretty powerful to say. And our goal is not to have any one group of a whole bunch of real estate agents or a whole bunch of mortgage brokers or a whole bunch of people from some sort of a networking organization or something like that. Is to have just a small number each one, but not limited to one, because you're going to hear people from specialized organizations say, well, we only have one from each. Well, I hate to say this, but if you only have one person taking a seat in that organization, and that person isn't going to fit your model, and you're never going to see another person in that particular industry fill a seat, then you're basically done. You'll never be able to prospect any more people from that group. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, real quick, another thing about that is not all personalities are going to get along well. So if you only have one person from that organization, there may not be a click there. But if you have multiple people, then the chances of a good fit is definitely in place.
Yeah, I see, 2, maybe even as many as 3 different people from a similar organization, or like you've got Century 21, you've got Lions Realty, and you have Remax. They're all realtors, like you said, different personalities, and yet they all serve the similar cause. But you're going to gravitate to the one that you trust the most. Does that make sense? Anybody else want
to touch on both points that you guys hit to make it, a real to make sure you guys really grasp this, a lot of leaders, and we've already experienced this in North Carolina, we've actually had some leaders not feel comfortable growing in the size that we're talking about growing. They're not comfortable in having groups such as 100 people or maybe even 250 people at an event. And just like you said, you have to attract people. But if you've only got 25 or 30 people in a room every week, the ability to attract new business and new leads to you is just not going to happen. Having all of these leaders from different groups come together with different organizations and different businesses, different industries, to create a once-a-month event of possibly a couple hundred people, you get maximum exposure and you get ample opportunity on a monthly basis. You get new opportunity to meet new personalities and to meet new business owners and to meet new industries all the time. It's not just the same rotation of the same faces and the same personalities. You can pick and choose who you want to attract and who you want to work with.
I need to mention something right here. One of the things that we're going to do to empower every single business owner that comes to the Successful Thinker meetups is we're going to put those names or make those names available to every single person that came. So let's say there was 30, 40, 50, 100, 150 people that came. Every one of those people will actually be uploaded and be made available to every person that came. And the only way, and the way you'll get them is you have to go online and make sure that you have uploaded your profile so that you can retrieve the names and phone numbers. Well, here's what's really cool about this. We're actually going to be able to put the face with the name. Because of the social media that we have, you go to an event, let's say you don't have time to talk to very many people, but you saw somebody or maybe you heard somebody say something and you go, man, I want to get to that guy, but I don't have time, right? Well, when you upload your profile, if you haven't already, okay, now all of a sudden you'll have access to that information, and if they've uploaded their profile, or at least their picture, along with their name and their contact information and everything, you'll know who they are, you know what they look like, and when you decide to call them and meet with them on a one-on-one to share your business, product, service, or idea, you know who they are. And for a business owner, someone like me, powerful.
That's great. It really kind of came to mind right now. It really gives you the best of both worlds, because the challenging thing is if you have a large organization, people say, well, I can't get to everybody. I can't get everyone's contact. I met Josh. I can't remember what his face looks like. So these tools that you're bringing to the table are really revolutionizing the social online world of what we're going to bring. And man, I don't know. My mind's just blown right now because I've been to so many functions and so many of these events where it's like, oh, I wish there was more than 30 people there because I've seen the same John Doe. I've seen the same realtor. And now it opens the doors for everyone because it's going to build a bigger network. And it's going to allow you to meet and build these relationships both online and offline. But even offline, if you don't have the time, you can build a lead, and get their contact information. But now these tools that you're bringing to the table, the ability to upload your profile, their picture, and their bio, I can go home that night and bam, instantaneously, because of SuccessfulThinkersMeetup.com, I can pull right then the 300 people that maybe I met 20 incredible individuals, but there's 280 there that I would have never, in the past 5 years of doing this, would never have ever gotten their information, and I would have lost out on possibly an opportunity that could have changed my life, and I think that's incredible.
There's also a shyness issue where some people might be shy to go up to someone in a public meeting. But if they have their contact information and the person put themselves out there, they would shoot over an email one-on-one, and it will provide an opportunity for people that are maybe not as outgoing as others, but they still want to get out in the community and they want to get themselves known. The online presence will open that door for people that maybe don't have the skills to go out there as much as some other people. And the Successful Thinkers Meetup is going to provide just an awesome opportunity for people in all walks of life and all different types of businesses.
One of the things that we haven't really addressed here in this conversation is the skills. And people that know me from 26 years ago, they know how shy I was. And it was in the industry of networking and sales that forced me to come out of my comfort zone and grow and become the person I am today. And our dream and our goal with Successful Thinkers Meetup is so broad. It's not just to teach you how to use social networks and how to benefit from them and how to brand yourself, but it's also to teach you the skill sets that are necessary in growing yourself, but also reaching out to other people and having them become attracted to you as an individual and a business owner. And we are going to fill all of those voids for those people that are seeking to better themselves as well as their business. So it's kind of like this huge mesh of opportunity in every area of your business life and your personal life.